Hi guys, I'm Shodh Padhyay and welcome to Python Beginner to Expert course. In this video, we'll explore more about the print function and we are also going to learn about comments. What are they and why they are so important? And at the last, I will show you the assignment I have created for you to warm up your Python muscles. So let's start with the print function. Print hello world. Looks familiar, right? This is our very first code we wrote in the last video. If you already know any of the programming language, then it's very easy to understand what is happening here. But this may not be the case with the people who are new to programming and wants to learn Python. So please allow me to explain what is happening here. Let's break this code further. So what is hello world? Hello world is a string and print is a function. Okay, so what is a string? A string is nothing but a sequence of characters. In very simple term, you can think string as a text data. In Python, when you write a string, you need to enclose that by either double quotes or single quotes. As you can see, I have defined the string hello world in two ways. Both represents the same data, but first one has the double quote and another has a single quote. Let's move to the print. Print is a function and it is one of the most popular built-in function. So what print function does? It does a very simple job. It prints the data to the standard output device that is nothing but the screen. Now you might be thinking here, I am okay with the string and the print, but what is this new term function? So by definition, function is a block of code that performs a specific task. In another way, you can think function is just a name given to the piece of code. So the beauty of function is you write it once and whenever you want to perform that task, just call that function. For example, whenever I want to print some data on the screen, I will just call the print function and pass the data what I want to print. Let's see how a Python function code looks like. Don't worry if you are not able to understand anything from the code. That is not the objective of this video. I hope now you have some idea about the strings and function, but this is just a brief. I will be covering these topics in depth in a separate video. Let's do some exercise by using print function. Go to Colab. I am opening the same file untitled 0 what I have created previously. Let's execute this code. As an output, you can see the hello world string on the screen. Now, we'll use single quote instead of the double and try to print the same string again. And indeed, it is also working as expected. Let's see this example. Here we are passing string hello in one print function and the string world in another one. Now we'll execute both the lines together. Can you guess what will be the output? Both the strings printed in separate lines. I can still remember when I started learning the Python, I was thinking both the strings will print together, but this is not the case here because internally print function appends a new line string after the last value that is passed to the function. So it means print function is appending a new line string here and here. So in general, you can say whenever you call a print function, it appends the new line string at the last by default. But if you want, you can change this behavior as well. So how a new line string looks like, we'll see this in an example. Let's print I want to learn Python. Execute this code. Nothing special, right? Working as expected. Now print the same string again, but we'll replace all of the spaces with /n. Execute the code. Hmm. I think you might have guessed correctly. /n is the new line character. So if you place this inside the string, the next character after this starts printing from the new line. You might be thinking in all of the examples I have passed only one value to the print function. So what will happen if you pass more than one value? Let's see this in action. In this example, I am passing four strings to the print function As an output, all of the past values printed on the screen. And this also follows the sequence order. It means if I am passing string Python at the last, it will also be printed at the last. Not only the strings, we can pass numerical values as well. One more thing to note here is when you pass multiple values to the print function, it appends an extra space in between. This is also the default behavior. You might be thinking, is there any document to refer or is there a way to know about other features of print? So the answer is help function. Python help function is used to display the documentation. Let's call help function to know more about print. As an output, it shows the documentation of the print function. And as I mentioned earlier, Python uses space to separately print multiple values on the screen, and it also appends the new line string at the end. Both the information you can find in this documentation as well. So as you can see, the parameter SCP has space and AND has slash n. And if we don't pass these parameters at the time of calling print, then print will pick these default values mentioned here. Let's use these two parameters and play with the default behavior of the print. First, we'll try to change the default separator from space to comma. To achieve this, we need to pass SCP parameter at the time of calling the print function. As an output, we can see all of the values are separated by comma. Let's do this for one more example, but this time we'll use semicolon. Let's also try to change the newline character with some other string. To achieve this, you need to modify the default string of AND parameter. Let's see this example. In the first print call, I am using double underscore as an AND string, and for the second one, capital X. So in the output, instead of new line, double underscore appended at the last, and due to this, string word printed in the same line. And you can also see capital X is also appended at the end. I think we have spent enough time on print function. Let's move to the other topic of this video, that is commenting the Python code. So what are comments? Comments are the way of documenting the code. For adding a comment in Python, you just need to add hash symbol. Everything follows after that will be treated as a comment. For an example, on the screen, green color message represents comments, and Python does not execute comments. So if Python ignores them, then why you should comment your code? I will give you two main reasons for that. First reason is comments will be helpful for you to read your own code after a long break. Let's assume currently you are working on a project and daily you are adding few lines of code to that. Every logic, whatever you are writing, it's there in your mind and you don't find it necessary to spend extra time on commenting your own code. Your project is delivered and working as expected. After finishing this project, you move to some other project. But one day after few months, you got a mail saying there is a bug in your code and you need to fix it. Because you have not seen the project code from a long time, this may be difficult for you to recall what function you wrote and what is the logic in that. If you would have added the comments at the time of working on this project, that could give you the advantage of spending less amount of time understanding your own code. So my second reason why you should comment your code is not only for you, comments will be helpful for others as well when they are reading your code. Let's take the example of the same scenario, but this time someone who has newly joined the team will work on the bug that your code has. So think about his situation now. Without the proper comments, he need to spend more time first on understanding your code. After that, he can work on fixing the bug. But with the proper comments, this could be the different situation. So my request is please make a habit of commenting the code. Let's see a demo of how to add a comment in Python. Let's pick the code that we have used to modify the default separator from space to comma, but this time will add the comment so that if in future we go through the same code again, it will be easy to recall. In comparison with other programming language, Python don't have anything for commenting multiple lines together. So if you want to comment multiple lines, you need to add hash symbol before every line. But this might be boring if you need to comment 100 lines of your code. So let me show you a trick. Just select the lines what you want to comment and then press Ctrl and forward slash together. This is a shortcut of appending a hash symbol to the start of every selected line, and as an output you can see all of the lines are converted into the comment. So what if you want to uncomment these lines? Same shortcut will work here. First select the lines what you want to uncomment and then press Ctrl and forward slash together. Your code is uncommented now and ready to execute. So I hope now you guys are comfortable with using the print function and you also know how to add comments in your code. I think it is the good time to give you some assignment. Let's see the first problem. So the first problem says write a code to print the following line. And I have also mentioned the message what you should print. Just you need to modify your underscore name and your underscore age with your name and age. Please use the leftover cell to provide the solution and don't forget to run the code. Now moving to the problem 2. So in this problem, you need to modify the code so that it prints the expected output. For this problem, you can see there is a code in the solution section. You just need to modify that to accomplish this task. Let's move to the problem statement 3. In this problem also you need to modify the existing code that is provided in the solution section. If you run the current code, output will look like this. But you need to make some modification in the code so that it prints the expected output. And in addition to this, please add the comment where you can give a brief about your approach of solving this problem. In problem 4 also you have the code and you need to modify that to work as expected. Now moving to the last problem of this assignment. This problem is different compared to the previous problems. Here, instead of writing a code, you need to improve the readability of the code by adding comments into it. In the description, I have already explained what this function does. You just need to put your understanding about this function in the comments placeholder. Thank you guys. That's all I have planned for this video. You can find the assignment and solution of the assignment in the description of this video. If still you have any doubts related to the covered topics or with the assignment, please drop me an email. I hope you will like the video. Please do write your suggestions or feedback about this video in the comment section. Share with your friends and colleagues. And if you have not done yet, please do subscribe the channel. I will meet you in the next video. Bye bye.